Good afternoon, love, and good afternoon, light, illuminators and way showers. Thank you for being with me, Wendy, once again as I share with you the harmony of the infinite languages of lights, the songs and sounds of Source that raise our frequencies for us to find inner harmony, balance, and peace as a result. Thank you once again for joining me. Nia sotosho oroko sasi ila nia malorako se tashinia. Lasoko sani iliakura. If this is your first time here, thank you and welcome to your guides. For your guides are my guides and mine are yours. For in this moment, we are both being guided by the same information, for we are in the harmony of the same frequency. And if you've been with me for a little while or a long while, thank you. My heartfelt gratitude once again as I express to you the deepest gratitude to all of you. And on this August 20th, 2018, all I've been seeing all day is threes. And today's date equaling 12 and equaling 3 has been all about 333, the divine Christ consciousness, spiritual energy of the coming together of all that we are, of acting from a place of balance in order to achieve that harmony and peace within us. So today, I thank you all once again for allowing me to express all the ways that of my process of how I came to speak these galactic light languages, about how the numerology, astrology, symbols, sacred circuitry, sacred geometry, nature, songs, music. Music has always been a part of my life. Since I was very little, I've been in the choir. So for me, I've always understood. As I look out onto the trees and the sky and the clouds and I see the shades, the dappled shades and the sunlight, I'm just giddy inside about how it all sings a language of light. And for me today and the last few days has been about balance, about acting from that place of harmony, of really talking and communicating, not talking, listening to my body and allowing my mind to hear my body and my spirit, and to allow the actions from that place of harmony within that triangle, that pyramid energy that we are only just now uncovering, to allow it to activate within us. And so we know that the geometry is all around us. The sacred circuitry and geometry is within everything. Everything that we do, all the numbers that we see, everything in architecture. I've noticed that from when I was little. Everything in architecture symbolizes this sacred geometry. Every time you cut open a piece of fruit, it symbolizes sacred geometry. And I've always been fascinated by this. I've always been fascinated by the seeing nature close up and yet also seeing it from a distance, from a different point of view. So the last few days have been about listening to myself and my body and my spirit, and allowing my spirit actually to guide, and when we to bring us to this peace where we are acting in a place that truly is the highest the best to serve us in that moment. And I wanted to bring this cup of inspiration today about, about acting from that place. I've even got a spiral on my cup here. This is really old. As you can see, it's chipped, my beautiful blue cup. And So today's cup of inspiration is about truly acting from that place of harmonic balance. I'm sorry about the hiss if you're picking up that hiss from my PC. It's kind of annoying to me as well. So, as you know, I was painting a few days ago, and I have been experiencing my own trying to clarify how my physical body is speaking to me and what it's trying to tell me of what I need to address and let go, what I need to change, what I need to listen to. As I've mentioned before, I literally ask myself, what color do I need today? What food do I need today? Do I need food today? And so this has been an evolution I've noticed many of us. Sorry about my scratchy throat too. I'm nursing that too. So I've got a lot of things going on here. And so I too have been asking myself as a human, how is this experience still serving me that I really feel as if I want to let go of, because of what I know now, that if no moment is attached to the other moment, and that we live moment by moment, and although we have created an experience to call a life, and we draw upon those stories and experiences to become the people, the where we are in this now, I also understand now from that physics standpoint, I am not her anymore. I don't need to carry that anymore. So what is this telling me? And me as someone who understands the energy that I have in my hands, understands Reiki, applies Galactic Reiki, applies light languages. What is this physical situation that even I'm having trouble understanding what thoughts and beliefs are still attached to the physical lack of ease that I'm feeling? And even if it's created by what we have created as a reason for the physical, say for example, an injury, an accident, that really, the how you got there is kind of irrelevant. It's the why are we there, and what is the belief system attached to it that's not allowing me to find this centeredness, this balance, in order for me to act from a place that's in my highest integrity, meaning integrated and my body, mind, and spirit. Integrity is the integration and acting from moving through your world and changing your frequency moment by moment based upon that frequency, about acting from that place of harmony and balance and centeredness. So I wanted to point out the idea of gratitude and the gifts that Gaia has to share, and that when we open ourselves to talking to our bodies, to allowing the synchronicities, which includes the people that you run into, the places that you go, the being guided to go a different way. Every single one of these is a potential path of possibilities. And yet, which ones do we act upon? And why? And it's always because, as Bashar says, you're always going to act upon the thing that is the path of what you believe. What you believe is the path of least resistance, the most painless path in that moment, which changes also by, of course, your thoughts and beliefs. I'm just really enjoying this. So it's been an interesting afternoon. It got really hot and humid, but it's been kind of cool and rainy all day long. So it's been this really weird weather, in and out. I really wanted to sit outside. And so I've been really, the last few days, just really going into the self-care mode, spending extra time stretching, taking care of myself, really asking myself what it is that my body needs, not what my thoughts and beliefs are that are wrapped around what my body's telling me I need based upon my current belief systems. What is my body actually telling me? And to move with the fluidity and the balanced and the centeredness of that integration, of allowing it to be regardless of what my thoughts and beliefs are in that moment about that particular thing. So I have been just really doing what my body's been telling me, and not doing what my mind has been chitter chattering about what it thinks needs to get done. And then I'm reminded about when I first found Bashar and the Sasani, and now the the Shikani, and Abraham Hicks, and when I was coming into understanding all of this, all of a sudden today, it was about being surrounded by comfort, about permission slips, about being around my crystals, about being around these sacred symbols, about remembering this book of when it was as if this was the beginning of my journey. And I still call it like my Bashar book, my Ascension book, because one of the very first things that I found were these sacred circuits that I even understood then when he explained, when you look at them, when you share them, when you draw them, when you interact with them, as if they're beings, as if they're an extension of yourselves, something, watch what unfolds. For each of you will be different. And I began earnestly taking notes about every single thing that I could absorb about everything that I was hearing. And I was reminded today, because all of you who are new to this channel, who are new to this world, new to light languages, new, just like I was a few years ago, I have to remind myself, it's, as time as we understand time, it's as if it's so blurring, just like he said it would, that the timelines are melding and blurring, and that time we begin to really understand is within our own creation. It does not control us. We control time in how we express and how we experience each and every moment. We all know that when you're a little kid, like a week can seem forever, and if you're an adult and you've got something due in a week, it can seem like it's tomorrow. See, so it's fluid. It's all about perception. And so I was surrounded by all of these feelings about wanting to be near my crystals, and the beginnings of when I began, and to let all of you know who've been with me all this time, and those of you who just started joining me, and this awakening, if you will, of yourself, of if you were guided here, and just like if I was, because I was guided to all of that, then this is your part of your divine path and your divine timing. And so I wanted to just take a moment to let you guys know that, when I was first given this journal, it was in 2006, and it was given to me by my oldest son as a gift, a birthday gift, and, or excuse me, a Christmas gift. And the very first thing I wrote in here is, I realized yesterday was something that I even said in my video. I, Wendy, see and draw to me through divine love those beings who seek enlightenment through my process. The sharing will elevate us both now. And that was written by Theo. That's a quote by Theo that I heard through Abraham, channeled through Esther Hicks. And this was when I very first started watching Esther and Jerry Hicks. And so if I had to put timelines on it, gosh, it would have had to have been probably right around that time, 2006, 2007, it was like I took a new leap. It was like everything from the harmonic convergence in 1987, which I remember very well. Even though I didn't know what that was then, I remember what was happening to me then. And now I understand. Now I understand that's what I was experiencing. And so it wasn't until 2008 that I put my actual first entries into this journal, and it became the book in which the most important parts of my path became in. And so maybe this is for all of you to dedicate something that's just to this. I've got journals and journals and journals. I've been journaling for many, many years, although my style and the way and what I journal is completely and utterly different than what I used to, say, 10 years ago. And I still have them all, but I just don't really ever read them. And it's kind of funny because I don't ever feel the need to, because I do feel like she's just somebody completely else. But yet I feel this need to somehow, even now, even in what cryptic ways I document, to continue to document. And so I will say to you guys that 11/11/11, right around that time, was like, I completely woke up. And this entry that, these entries that preceded were on 11/13/2011. And so this was also following a really, obviously, a time in our world in 2011 where there was just so much going on, and collectively and spiritually. So because of that whole energy of the whole idea of 11/11/11, and then I found out that was Bashar's birthday and so forth. So and actually, there you go, guys. 11/11/11, Lightworkers. It was as if that's when I discovered that. And the very first things I wrote: I am a worker of light. With me, I bring the wisdom of the ages. I am the messenger of mystical revelation. Take my hand. Walk 11 steps to the light of the world. Now, I don't even remember writing that, as we all understand. So it was then that I began to understand my path here, that I started to see visions of this day, me doing this type of work, and I just knew. I knew without a shadow of a doubt, this is what I was going to be doing in some way, shape, or form. And I really didn't have anything to do, didn't know anything about light languages at that time, really at all, until I heard it for the first time in one of the Bashar events when somebody started talking about, they started speaking a language, and in one of his events, and then also when they started speaking about hybrid children. It was like something went off inside of me and clicked, and I knew I was a hybrid mother. And I have since come to understand, which is something I was asked to share with you guys today, is about, you know, there are at least 3 planets and many ships that I am a part of, the children, the hybrid children, and the hybridization program, and that these hybrid children are as if they're my own. I mean, and there's so much more I could get into this about with you guys that I really haven't talked about. And yet I was guided today to even just bring it up. Now, some of my older videos have been the hybrid children coming in through light languages and channelings and so forth, which nature, the flowers, the trees, all of that brought that out in me, and being outside. And that's when I really began to create this journal and and writing down everything I could. And so I just wanted to share that with you, because I felt like someone needed to hear that, you know, this is not something that, you know, here, this is 2018. And so I'm thinking, you know, even today I was thinking in my own time, you know, wow, it's been so 2006, 12 years that it's taken me to get to this point where all of a sudden, it's like I always knew, but all of a sudden it was as if that rubber band went off and I was propelled to just move in this particular direction. So I was just looking to see if there was anything else. Now, and I very first, when I started putting the infinity sign in here, and so even then, every moment is new. 2012, this is from October 20th of 2012. I awoke to the image of Bashar telling me that was all I can tell you. I awoke feeling that this was all he could tell me, that this time there would be more as I became more aware. So it was as if we were having this conversation and he said, for now, this is all I can tell you. And I remember feeling so just, even look, the keys, look at the things I would draw. And this is the symbol for the Essassani people, the Sassani people. Essassani is their planet, the place of living light. So and here I'm drawing the Tesla coil and talking about synchronicities. And so this was really not where I intended this to go today, but I just wanted to, I was really guided to talk about that for just a few minutes. And this is one of my bookmarks that was given to me by my partner, and I just remember getting it, and even he didn't know at the time that I was speaking light languages or that I was into any of this, and yet I was really connecting with these blue people and the blue Pleiadians and the blue avians. And so today's been a lot about blue energy today too. And this is actually The Spirit of Flight. This is by Josephine Walls. Gorgeous artist. And so I have a journal with the cover of this, and this bookmark came with it as well. And so there's that if you guys want to take a look at the writing on there. So, and then the other page that I just now opened up to was all the chakra points of the planet. That one day in a Bashar event, he was talking about all the chakra points of the planet. And so all of these numerical synchronicities and downloads and images and started flooding through me. And so I started just writing all this information furiously, and everything that I could absorb at the time I did. And I always said that one day I would hope to be abundant enough to be able to download, to purchase absolutely everything in the Bashar library. And so I feel so fortunate to be able to do that a little at a time now, simply by, through your own support, that I'm able to expand my own awareness and bring more of this to all of you. And so with all of that said, I just I was really guided to share that. And the other reason I was guided to share that is because the Sirian sacred symbols that he had brought to us, that was really I think where I got with this book, because the very first time I ever wrote them out was in this journal, and it really started to activate me and activate the symbols within. And I started, shortly, well, I say shortly thereafter, but I'm not exactly sure how long after that. But, and he said, even as you begin to write them and interact with them, you will begin to feel and see the changes. And they really something started to happen to me. So the very first I started writing them, they were numbered 1 through 15. And he said, you will receive 15 for now, and then more will come to you later. And even that more and more of you would beginning to, I think, would be receiving more and doing more with them and expanding on them and sharing them. So I've been kind of using them or referring back to them ever since. And so today there's 3 for balance. And so today equaling 3, I was guided to bring out the balance one. So before I first started coming out of my shell, if you will, and I wasn't doing videos or anything yet. I was barely just starting doing hangouts with other people speaking languages and doing channelings. I started actually drawing these and then photographing them and then sharing them on my Google page. I wasn't even on Facebook at that point. I've only been on Facebook for a couple years now. So at any rate, I started sharing them, and I started sharing other things, and I started sharing things on my vision board. And so one thing led to another, and then just things started opening up within me. And I was getting the most I was getting the most amazing downloads. It was like things and beings and information, and it was just came pouring in from all different, I mean, just angels and archangels and Jesus. And I mean, and I was never religious. I never even could even really associate with Jesus the way other people did, because I understood his energy in a different way than other people did, at least in the religious fashion and in my experience. And so at any rate, I didn't have those predisposed ideas. And so I want to just come back to a little bit real quick about balance, and that so these last few days and have been about me, you know, finding that balance. You know, we tend to be these go get it and then, you know, and then suffer the consequences instead of actually acting from a place of integrity and balance, because we have these thoughts and beliefs about ourselves that that are not congruent with what we truly are. And so I wanted to just share with you this really sweet thing too, that my dear friend Pam, my neighbor Pam, you know, as I was waking up, and it's really scary to share yourself, right, with the world, and to share these thoughts and ideas and this stuff that you're receiving, and you don't really know who you can talk to and who you can't. And so we love when we find each other on the internet, because we know where we think alike. And so we have this, my sister-in-law, she brought me over this gift one day, and so we started this little gift bag exchange where we keep exchanging the same little bag with each other, with little trinkets here and there. And today I just wanted to share with you my little gift bag I got from my friend Pam today. So because I just thought it was so sweet and so thoughtful, because she knows I've been kind of in, you know, self-healing mode, if you will, and trying to raise my vibration, and you know, spending more time doing stretching and yoga and self-care. And so, and I don't have a bathtub, so so I'm applying the things myself, my own energy, my own Reiki, my own galactic Reiki, my own light languages. I'm applying my thoughts and my understandings from what I've learned all these years, and actually applying it to myself. And then, of course, we get frustrated and angry with ourselves because we're not right where we want to be when we want to be there. And why can't I heal myself? And so I've been in the process of allowing myself to be guided by our guides, my guides. And over the last several days, I've been getting information after information after information about, just by way of things that I'm finding on the internet, things that I'm being guided to, that my body's telling me I need. And it was very interesting, because today I received, in our little gift bag going back and forth, this absolutely amazing smelling incense. And her home smells like this too. So I absolutely love the way it smells. So I wanted to share the box and the images, just because it smells amazing. And so I was going to, whoops, there goes the box. So I wanted to light that, and a brand new Palo Santo. So I wanted to light that really quick for you guys. And thank you so much for, you know, watching these videos and sticking with me for the length of time that you do. You guys are so really amazing, for sharing your time and your love and your energy and your comments. I love you all so much. So just in an effort to, her house always smells wonderful, and she's got Buddhas all over. It's very zen and very comforting. A lot of blue energy, just very beautiful energy. So here we are, guys, just cleansing and clearing. We've got our Archangel candle burning behind us. We've got, oh, I just love, love, love the smell of Palo Santo. So I've got this over here burning. Oh, it just smells absolutely amazing. Thanks, Pam. And also included were some more incenses. I love these. I've never seen these before. Little incense matches. I can't wait to try these out. That's a new thing. I love new things. And you know, you guys, it reminds me too, you know, of energy exchanges. And this is, you know, this is what I'm talking, when we talk about exchanges of energy, this is an exchange of energy. What we're doing with us and me and Pam and my sister-in-law, and this is an exchange of energy of just a little, they're practically cost very little, but yet it's, I thought, what a beautiful thing. And so to share with each other just little things. And so she also included in here these wonderful caffeine-free organic teas. And this is the first time I've ever had this one. So today I picked this organic French roast, dark roast. Oh, it is so good. It is smooth and lovely and just comforting. And I think a lot of times, at least when I used to work, and a lot of us at that 3 o'clock hour would reach for the coffee, and we'd reach for the chocolate and the candy and the junk and so really what we really were wanting, I think, was comfort. And you know, a lot of, you know, different countries have, you know, their different times of day and tea time and coffee, and so I love tea and coffee. So this was just such a lovely, lovely, comforting gift today. So I just wanted to share that little thing with you guys too, that, you know, it doesn't take a lot to bring yourselves to centeredness and balance, right? And this is balance. Number 3, we're finding balance when we take care of ourselves like this. We experience balance because we are so powerful. We can experience the experience of imbalance, but understand each are an experience, and it's not that you're imbalanced. When I feel imbalanced, I usually say I feel a little out of sync with my universe, and so I'll say, okay, I'd like to visit an Arcturian frequency recalibration center, or I'd like to invite centeredness and balance. And so today, oh, this smells so good, you guys. So today I invite you all in this energy of 3, of balance, of what is it that you need to find balance. Everything is just, all the aromas are melding, and so I share with you my cup of spiral inspiration. I tell you, this is so good. It is just warm and loving and smooth and delicious, and really feeling this beautiful sense of balance right now. And we've got our candles and our pyramids, and you know, we're only just now discovering the magic of the pyramid energy, of the number 3, the 369. And I wanted to, this is the one I was telling you guys yesterday. So I was feeling this 3 energy, this 33 energy, this divine energy. And isn't it interesting? I was just reminded now about the 33, the number 33, how sacred it is, the 33 vertebrae in our spine. And it's my lower spine that's been giving me some issues. And so this is something that's been a childhood thing. And so I've been asking myself, why am I still telling that same childhood story that's attached to this thing today? And I've realized that, and as I was guided to different things today, through things that I was guided to listen to today, and one of them was my horoscope for Sagittarius, and she said, you are always all that you need. And it's like, we know that, but to remember that. And then what was the other thing that she said? Something else that really stuck with me. Maybe it'll come back to me. But it was about releasing resistance, and it reminded me of the 3 and the 33 and the that divine healing, the divine healing energy, and healing is about bringing ourselves, raising our frequency to match the harmonic chord frequency of what our true balance is. And that's what healing and healers do. That's what sound healing does. That's what music does for us. That's what these oracle messages and guidance do. These symbols and synchronicities, they remind us that we can experience being out of balance, but we actually already contain everything that we need. There's nothing outside of us because we are a part of all that is. All that is the one is the all, and the all are the one. Okay, there's nothing that's left out of the all. The all. So when I heard this for the very first time, you exist and you always will exist. Every single thing is here and now. The one is the all, and the all are the one. What you put out, and this means frequentially, it doesn't, and that's why we want to do this consciously now, by changing our frequency consciously, is we want to, what you put out is what you receive back, meaning what frequency I'm in right now is what I see in my reality. And absolutely every single thing changes except the first 4 laws. Everything. And isn't that freeing to know that absolutely every single thing is temporary? Every single thing changes, that you don't need to hold on to anything. You don't need to resist anything. You don't even need to let anything go. We talk about letting things go that don't serve us, when all that really means is focusing on the things that do serve us, because then the things that don't serve us just sort of fall away. It's not like I got to let this go. When we do that, we're in resistance. I need to let this go. I don't like this thing about me. We need to accept it and not allow it to anymore cause the resistance that it causes us, and then we release. And so I was reminded that one day I was in that 33 energy and looked at the butterfly. So I was reminded about the reflection of the 33 and the divinity of the butterfly and the transformation. And my little froggy here. Where's my frog? Oh, here you fell up. So my little frog, because, whoops, I got frogs running all over my place around here. I got frogs and lizards, and some of them got blue tails. I think they're called eeks. They're so cool. Anyway, so frogs. Transcending, right? Transforming, just like a butterfly, from the caterpillar to the beautiful flying butterfly, from the ground, to flight. Ground to flight, you guys. From ground to flight, a caterpillar. And the frog, from water to land. So here we go. Water, earth, and earth to flight. There we go. So very amazing trinary energy here going on. And so I was also then guided or reminded that, of course, that today being 12 equaling 3, that today's symbol, and these are the sacred circuits from, and you can look these up online, that were brought through Bashar, through the channel Daryl Inca, Bashar Communications, and number 12, act. So there you go. 1 + 2 is 3. Are we acting from that place of balance? And that's what I was feeling today. And this is exactly what I've been practicing for the last few days. And really, I think now that I'm thinking about it, I've been really working toward this since really the beginning of the year. Since this year, 2018, being the 11 year, and hey, birth path number 11s. I just love the synchronicities with you guys, and I love it when I find you guys, and thank you so much. I love your comments all the time, and I can't always get back to everybody, and so, but I'm loving it, and I do when I can, and so I really want to acknowledge all of you. So thank you once again for all of you for every single thing that you do for me and with me. Every dollar, every gigabyte, every dollar buys a gigabyte. And so whether you're gifting a gigabyte or a session or whatever, whether you're sharing or I'm seeing so many new subscribers. I'm so excited about that too. And it's about the connection. It's not about the numbers. It's not about the quantity. It's about the quality of the connection that we have with each other. That is the most spectacular thing. I love that. I love that more than anything. And being that one-on-one is just so exciting for me. And so I'm working on all kinds of new things that I want to put out there for you guys, so you have more access to this stuff, and do more personalized things, and maybe pre-recorded stuff where if you've got specific questions you want to address with the guides or the oracles or the light languages, or if you want your own personal light language activation. There's lots of things that I'm just been so excited about really getting up into the works and getting things settled and finding balance in my own life of, just to be able to do all the things that I need to do here in my own life, and really paying attention to my own body and my own mind and my own spirit, and not, sometimes we let one or the other kind of take us out of allowing ourselves to experience the feeling of unbalance, so we can experience that moment of remembering that it's just an experience, that we have control, that by breathing, you guys, is the absolute positively most important thing you can do. Just breathe. And one of the things that I've learned through some breathing techniques for channelers is how to breathe that way, through kind of the back of your throat, where you're continuing that breath in through your nose, and out through your nose, but it's actually traveling through the back of your throat. So you're getting this full continuity. Because when we don't breathe all day, when we breathe shallowly all day, we already know this. We don't get enough oxygen. It causes lack of centeredness and balance. Our brain cannot function without proper oxygen. We know that if we deprive our brain or our heart of oxygen for any length of time, we as human physical bodies, because of what we've agreed, suffer dire consequences when we are deprived of oxygen in our bloodstream for any length of time. When we breathe shallowly all day long, whether it's not sitting up straight, whether it's not being ergonomic. I spent decades of not sitting in ergonomic situations, which became the detriment to my body. I was not paying attention to my body physically and spiritually, because when you're not breathing, you are not in tune with your body, you're not in tune with your spirit, you're not in tune with your guides. So breathing is the absolutely positively most important and the biggest, best, of course, freest gift that we have to give ourselves. Yet we deprive ourselves of the very, very thing that we need the most. And when I did the 49 days, 7 weeks, 7 days a week for 7 weeks, 49-day challenge, it's in my playlists. The Bashar 49-day, know thyself. I call it a challenge. I called it a challenge because for me it was a challenge to do this every single day for 7 weeks, for 49 days. And so it's out there. You guys can do it anytime you want. I learned it in one of his events. Oh, that's our weather radio. Uh-oh. I should probably see what's happening. Severe thunderstorm watch until like midnight tonight for us. So yeah, we've got the rains coming in and out. So but again, back to self-care and acting from that place of self-care. We all need to be able to find that balance and do the things for ourselves that we, I know what it's like to say, I work full time, I don't have time, I don't have time. But it wasn't until, we're putting the cart before the horse, so it wasn't until I put the horse in the right place that I was able to start charging forward. And so today I was also guided to, I was looking down, so I've got my little, this is made of wood, it's a carving, I've showed it in a couple of my videos before, and our beautiful butterfly. our symbol of change. So we're able to act and create change in our lives when we're doing it from a place of centeredness. And even though every single thing is a permission slip, it doesn't matter what it is in our creation. It's used for to serve us, right? Of service. It's to be of service to us. And so we are guided to do and use absolutely anything that works for us in that moment. And if it doesn't, and when it doesn't anymore, be okay to let it go and say, okay, you know, so we have to be able to be fluid enough to move with that idea as well. That when it's time to let it go, it's not about letting it go. It's about packing it up and saying, okay, I can return to this later if I choose to. However, it maybe has served me. And so it's not, now I'm going to go focus on this thing. And because this is what makes me feel better right now, and having no expectations attached to that, just letting it take you where it takes you. And then when it doesn't take you there anymore, you can see the steps that it has taken you on in your transformation process in order for you to be able to change. So, and even part of being sore and is not about sitting still. It's about keeping moving. It's about keeping your body fluid. You know, when you're sore after surgery, they don't want you to just sit in bed, right? Nope, you got to get up. You got to get up. You got to get moving. You got to get moving. So it's about taking action though from a place of centeredness. Like even right now, I feel so much better. I'm just breathing and relaxing and enjoying my beautiful, lovely, awesome drink in my blue spiral cup. And I've got my little spirals here. And I was guided today to, I've got an Indian Kyanite, which is a gift. And I've got a blue Kyanite and my lapis lazuli. So I'm feeling lots of beautiful angelic energy. I am feeling very ancestral energy right now. We've got many Egyptian timelines I'm feeling right now. A lot of blue Pleiadians, blue avians. And I've been thinking a lot about, there's been a lot of feline energy lately also in my awareness. I just wanted to mention. So from Lyra and from the Lyrans. And so I've been feeling a lot of that. I happen to be connected to a couple of, that are very close to me. And also one of the very first things I heard when I very first started my journey was the Lyran Sirian Council came to me one day, and it was an extremely powerful meditation. Even right now, as I think about it, I was in a different house. I was in my other house, but I was standing in front of this mirror, and it was as if I lost time. And like I stood there for, I'm not really sure how long. And then I realized I had lost time, and I was just, tears were streaming down my face. And I was like, okay, did that really just happened to me? Did I hear what I heard? It was very profound, very powerful. So that's another thing I wanted to share with you guys. Do not dismiss the stuff that you hear and get, because if you're not in the right frequency of it, you cannot experience something you're not the frequency of. It's not physically possible. And when I very first heard that from Bashar, I was so relieved, because I understood. It just made it put into place so many things for me, because you can't experience it. Now, we can go a whole nother direction with that, but I will say to you guys, I say this with all honesty and honesty. I have never, ever, once ever had what I would consider a negative or scary experience ever. Channeling, doing light languages with energies, nothing ever. Something I experienced a long time ago when I just have understood since I was little. I am like, I've got so many layers of guides and protection with me that and then as I've understood that recently over the last few years, and channelings and private sessions, and also just public, public events with other channelers, things that I've come to understand about myself and validations and confirmations I've received about myself, I understand that now. And so I've just never felt the need to experience that. That doesn't mean other people don't or can't, or that it isn't part of your necessary journey in order for you to experience what it is that your soul, your oversoul, came to experience. But again, we choose. We are the ones who invite, and it's all by frequency. Even if we do it unconsciously, it's all by frequency. And if we experience something we do not desire, we have got to ask ourselves then, or our guides to show us by way of divine synchronicities, what is it that I'm holding on to, that how could I create this that I don't want? And so I realized today myself, even getting back to this issue with the story of the childhood and the back issue and how it started, was all of a sudden I heard that's what it was. I remember now in my astrology reading when she said, is there something you haven't actually forgiven that you thought you had, that a person, you, someone else, and boom, there it was. And it was like, I realized I was still really, really angry. I was mad. I was angry at this person who did this thing to me that caused me an entire life of pain and suffering and agony. And then, of course, we have to ask ourselves, again, how did that experience serve me? And then as I began to unfold the petals of the flower, I started to understand how over the years, and even now to this day, that discomfort serves me and has served me. And how if I resist it, then I'm focusing on it. I can't focus on what I need to do if I'm still focusing on that. And so I acknowledge that if there was any kind of forgiveness that needed to happen, I acknowledged it right then and there. And I was like, I forgive myself. I forgive myself for all the stuff that I did and didn't do because of that thing. I forgive the person who did it to me, and it's as if my vertebrae all of a sudden just like came into this alignment, and I saw the clock and I thought, wow, should I do a video? Should I not? And I saw 333, 313 on the clock. And then I was guided to gather a few things, and then I saw 333 on the clock, and it was like, yeah, okay, I need to do this. So hence the long video. Again, thank you all for sticking it out on these videos. I really appreciate it. And I wanted to tell you guys too, just on a really quick whim, I looked up the properties of Kyanite, and just the very first site that came up on my phone was Kyanite is an excellent stone for meditation and attunement. It will not retain negative vibrations or energy, therefore never requiring clearing. Kyanite aligns all chakras and subtle bodies instantly. It provides balance of yin-yang energy and dispels blockages, moving energy gently through the physical body. So I thought how perfect that my guides would bring me today to my Kyanites and my blue lapis lazuli. So we've got the throat chakra energy, this blue, both of these are kind of have blue tints to it, and this Indian Kyanite is so powerful. I love the way it feels when sorry guys, when I hold it. And the blue Kyanite, it just, every single piece of it just feels absolutely amazing. Both of both of my Kyanites actually were gifts, and my blue lapis was something I got out of a really awesome crystal shop. It came from the same place as the as the kyanite. I'm pretty sure the Indian kyanite. At any rate, so I had that laying down in kind of a star symbol, if you will. Maybe I'll draw it out, but anyway, kind of like that. I had it laying out like that, with this. Oh my gosh, sorry guys, I keep dropping everything. And so I had that underneath it, so it was kind of like a cool looking symbol. I'll have to take a picture of it. At any rate, thank you for being with me today in this divine day of balance. And I've been receiving a lot of messages from my animal spirits lately. So I heard crows this morning. The frogs were jumping all over the place. The lizards have been running around. I've been seeing the bees, of course. I was really communing with the bee collective. The blue dragonflies are all over the place. I saw the most magnificent bluebird yesterday. So the avian collective has been very strong in my energy. So I was guided to pull a card by the messages from our spirit guides, by Stephen D. Farmer. And this has got and one of these water birds actually was sitting out on the lake out here, and so we were just watching it and listening to it. It sounds pretty prehistoric, actually. So let's see, is this the card I'm supposed to... Oh, well, this is interesting. So here we go. We're talking about change and what turns, and water, the octopus. Very interesting. Practice shape shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. So very interesting. So I'm a person, right away I think about hats. I love hats, and I love clothes, and I love accessories, and I love changing it up. And I used to just dress however it was on my whim for the day. I still do. I can change my clothes 6 times a day here and never leave the house. So it's all about energy and whim and weather and what I'm doing at the moment and where I'm going, of course. So, but I'm hearing now, initiating change. Sometimes moving in balance and harmony with ourselves is about initiating change by shape-shifting and altering our physical appearance and mannerisms. Wear something different. Change your hair. Get a haircut. Get a crazy wild pair of glasses, you know. Get something new. Get a new earring. My sister-in-law the other day, the one who, you know, we've been exchanging the bags, she went and got a little sparkly, you know, nose piercing. You know, so you're never too young. Well, you're never too old. I shouldn't say you're never too young, because, you know, guys, if you're watching this and you're under age for wherever your of age is, make sure you get your parental permission. But whatever the case may be, but as adults, you know, even if it's just taking a different way to work. You know, you've been wanting in that particular, I just got news yesterday that someone in my family all of a sudden got news on 8/18/18 that they're moving. They found a new place to live. And it was not that they've been kind of looking, but not, and all of a sudden something came, bam, they got the approval that day, and it's a go. So there you go. Maybe somebody needed to hear that. You know, it's time for us to pull the rubber band back and fly. And to use Bashar's analogy, you know, we pull ourselves so far back, just like our muscles, until we can't pull it back any further, and then something gives, right? So it's about balance. And so it's interesting, the octopus, how they also have, you know, 8 legs, right? So they got all kinds of balance, and plus 8, the energy of 8 in August. So, and in the idea of our animal spirits, so I've been hearing the crow also. Did I say that already? The eagle, I heard a couple of times. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I think it was. So I thank you all and your guides and my guides for being here together in this alchemization of this beautiful energetic expression. Of this crystalline Christ conscious energy of 3, of the body, mind, and spirit, of what is it that we need to do to act from this place of balance. And when are we not giving ourselves enough breath? Even if it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. 3 minutes a day. I challenge you all for 3 minutes a day, every hour. Give yourselves 3 minutes a day of breathing every hour. Even if you got to set your timer, or every time you see those crazy duplicate numbers on the clock. Give yourself 3 minutes. And if all you got is 3 breaths, gosh, give yourself 3 breaths. Walk around 3 times. Go in 3 circles. Whatever you need to do to get yourself breathing. 3 breaths. Feel that rush of oxygen. Just flood your heart, your brain, your body. Feel the oxygen fill your cells. Okay, eagle medicine. There we go, guys. I just said the eagle. So I heard it. Seeing, look at that beautiful blue energy. Cool. Like you could breathe. That clean, blue, clear energy. Seeing from the higher perspective. Seeing the mountains you've already climbed. And yet knowing that eagle's going to go back to its nest, the comfort of its nest, of its family. I've got 2 different eagle families out here that I know of. There's an eagle, a family of 3, and then there's another couple. So I'm very blessed today to bring to you this energy of the eagle medicine. I know I'm a medicine woman. I know I am in many parallel lives, a shaman, a seer, a seeker of knowledge and light, and a bringer of this medicine is within us. There's nothing outside of us. There's nothing that's outside of you. That's nothing outside of your reach or mine. I am my own medicine. We are our own medicine men and women. This is what we came to understand when we come in supreme balance with ourselves. We understand we are our own medicine. And yes, we are all that we need. There's nothing that is outside of us. Limit your thinking in that there's barriers between you and anything, you and your guides, you and light languages, that you can't speak light languages, that you can't channel, that you can't engage and invite these symbols and these meditations and have these experiences if that's something that you desire, that excites you, that's your highest joy and expression. And I was just reminded too about light language activations and activation classes and getting together so that we can get together and do some light languages and get and activate each other and raise each other's frequencies with our sound vibrations together, and to allow ourselves to have this sacred space together. And maybe some of them will be live and some of them are private, so that we can keep this among ourselves in this private space and just share this time together and keep it sacred, and you know, make a video together and just share the video among ourselves just to keep it together. See, there's the angels. Hi guys. So I guess that's a good idea. So if that sounds like something you guys would be, if you would enjoy that, let me know. I'm always loving to do this stuff. So I love doing live events too. So there's a place for everything. I like doing videos because It allows me to concentrate and focus rather than being in a live event. But I love live events because we get that interaction. I love being able to present this to you in whatever way that I can, whatever way is comfortable for you. So I really love the ability to open this up. I'm getting one more card. So for our third card, this is the Gateway deck by Denise Lynn. And oh, the other one was the Native Spirit deck by Denise Lynn also. Shinaya sona ho nayanahi nonayalo su nilaku ninaku neasuli sinayasiki Hanayuku Hisalu. Sorry guys, I'm a little hoarse. Shadokariasana ita shishana to say. Sinaki satashada ira malawa kolakata sanasate. Mishano galau bishana eke sanasela. Oh. Okay. Oh, look, you guys. Wow. Here we go. Listening. And this is to find, remember we were talking about breathing? This is about listening in the stillness to find that place of harmony. We've got to sit in the balance of our breath and our stillness. Stepping into stillness, my power is born in the majesty of silence. Silence is healing because it allows ourselves to hear the sounds of Source. And here we are, you guys. We have a brand new moon. Look at that sliver moon. We've got all the planetary alignments. Oh, and Mercury just went direct, you guys. So we've got a few more days of little shadow time, but our messenger is moving forward again. Communications are going to be free. So the communications between you and your guides right now, the new moon, manifesting and acting from that place of balance and is listening and sitting in the stillness. I invite you all. I am such a huge stargazer, as many of you know, and I have a friend named Stargazer. Hey, hey Ray. And he's been posting some amazing pictures, Stargazer, on Facebook. You guys should check it out. He's got a beautiful setup, and he's been posting pictures of the moon. Hey, hello, my friend. And this sliver moon, I love it when the new moon is out. I was looking at the sliver moon. It might be a little, oh no, it's clearing up, so I'll probably be able to see it tonight. So if you guys can see it, check out the sliver moon, check out the planets, all of the planetary alignments that are happening right now. You can see them so brightly right now. Venus, what else can we see? Venus, Saturn, Mars. I'm trying to think what else we can see. And Sirius. So Sirius is always the brightest star we can see. So I'm reminded of that Sirius portal from our friends from Sirius, of our, oh, what happened to my symbols? Anyway, from our Sirius star system friends. And our friends on the moon. So I invite you all to walk through your own gateway and step into your own portals. Step into your own stillness. Hear the voices of your own guides and angels. Because really, they are you. They are part of you. They are fractals of you. Ninaya sinayu si sela maluaku sinayala se shumoruakone si kunashi si akeshnia guanana. Sinikishana sami inarewala korapuliasana te elika. Shinosonote ichana keliasana te lamona etasha itomoro ola. In the stillness you speak to your body. In the stillness you speak to your heart. In the stillness you allow your mind to hear the guidance, not to think the thoughts, but to allow your spirit to receive the thoughts, the information. When you focus on your love for yourself, your self-knowing, your self-care, your self-bliss, filling yourself with air and water and food and loving kindness and support, you are all that you need. If you're looking for support outside of yourself, there is no outside of you. You have everything you need. You are all you need to support everything you desire, where and how and when you want to be. Listen to the stillness. Shapeshift by being your unique self. Asking yourself, how can I be unique and different and colorful today? How can I do something different? Where can I go? Or how can I do what I'm doing differently? How can I express myself differently? How can I invite my own eagle vision, my own medicine? How? By not focusing on the story that got you there, by not telling the story over and over, supporting that pain. It is the supporting of the story that perpetuates the story, that perpetuates that which is attached, the experiences that are attached to that story. It's about allowing the stillness to bring you the guidance rather than re-experiencing the thought that supports that belief that is not in service to your highest excitement, your highest bliss. For anything that is a talk other than loving and supportive is not your core vibration. Nothing. Acting from this place of complete balance is understanding that. It is only in the stillness that you can see from that eagle perspective. As these eagles stand perched for hours, it is only in the stillness, in this higher perspective, that they truly engage in what they desire. Feed their spirit, their bodies. For their mind is not analyzing, it is allowing. Their mind says, I must feed, I must sleep, I must soar, I must swim, I must drink. Allow your energy to simply move towards that which allows you to feel fulfilled. Even the simplest of gifts are the greatest of gifts, because remember, the feather, the white magic feather for the lightest touch truly creates the most profound change. The lightest touch meaning simply shifting your focus. There is no trying. There is no forcing. There is no resistance. I release resistance to my path of least resistance. I release resistance to my path of least resistance. I release resistance to my path of least resistance. I now know I can work smarter and not harder, that I am fluid, that when I allow everything that I need to see, those that I need to come in contact with, every synchronicity will be a serendipitous experience, and it will flow moment by moment by moment, not by trying, not by fitting that square peg in a round hole, but by allowing your own medicine to move through you. Breathe, accept, embrace your uniqueness, and feel the support when you shapeshift, when you allow yourself to flow. No ya somaria shoriangia sonoria baria romaria kasatishia mariala. Lehero nima ila kosatosho shuneshe wa liama kola setashana. Ekatisha nishi pola hama kolea pola sanote belana na kola koteshe. Sena si pola hama rombadasha na kalatwasa mito. Sinayo alo mayo na eke inina so shoto mekia. Mishano sotashi inani satakira ingaria. Mishano koyamane yasata. And I've got pineapple in here for inflammation. Inata Susiana. I think of pineapple, I think of Hawaii, the heart chakra of the planet. Misado somodialonga shanera halo koya. Move into your heart space by following the comfort of your bliss. Whether it's spring, summer, fall, or winter. Yawana kaliasana show. Soothe yourselves, warm yourselves, cool yourselves, stretch and move yourselves. Nasho kiala. Feed yourselves. Feed yourselves with self-love, self-care, self-support. Knowing, really, really believing that you are all you need to do everything you want to do. But remember, you've got to allow to let go of what you think you want to do. And in the silence of the stillness, hear what it is that you need to do. For wanting is from a place of lack. Allowing and knowing is from a place of understanding that everything is already there. Everything's possible. and it's already created as soon as you think it. Because again, you cannot experience even a thought cannot come to you from your guides until you're ready, until your frequency is of that thought vibration. It's not physically possible. So be gentle with where and when you are, and allow yourselves this self-love, this self-care. Thank you for joining me in this extra long, extra special moments of light, of love, of 3, of the Trinary trilogy consciousness, of the magic of 33. If you are so inclined, investigate the number 3, the number 33. Nyashakaya. Nyashotokayameshate Ikhishiana. Say. And speaking of fulfilling and comfort, I'm going to go feed and spend time with my loving canine companion, and we're going to get some water. Thank you for being with me in this special day, in this special way. Open your own medicine bag. Medicine men and women. You are self-fulfilling, healing prophecies. You change your present by changing the story of your past. Feel it in a different way. Experience it in a different way. And see the magic in your creation unfold in a new and magnificent and magical way. Mashakelea. Sinayola kusea sela ko noyahi noyalua koshoro honyanua ka yanahi. Ninayashu na yikuna yula shinayakuhi sinayu kishaya konya satashe senotu inanakala Finoshoke sanasenania. Sevukunabi anasha tishmala rumanela. Leania ike sanasel senoko. Porashe lika. Leea amorakoshe. Salate sano. Mose ai. Alikalana. Mishoriania ako. Thank you for allowing me to connect with you in body, mind, and spirit. As together we walk in harmony. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mahalo. Namaste.